So the next question here is, can energy, the very essence of humanity, ever be trapped, held, or bound to this realm by certain occult magic via CERN, technology, and all sorts? Or does personal desire and choice override this? Okay, so that's your question, key makers. Okay. I didn't say y'all had to be completely quiet. I just.
Well, I guess
Does that sound like one of those Sevan Bomar questions? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like you throw him out there. I mean, I think everybody here wants to say the same thing, whether they're going to say it or not. That may be another thing. But of course, that has a lot to do with the potential of your own willpower. Because once you start stacking it on yourself and telling yourself exactly what's hindering you from doing anything, it will hold true that is exactly how it works. But also to believe that you could just move everything out of the way, like you could just, not eat for 1,000 days and survive. Like there are some real rules and boundaries there that, you should also use wisdom in knowing, right? So in this case, use wisdom in knowing. If you're seeing yourself in a certain situation and you feel like it's mental and you're like telling yourself all these different things, well, that's never going to benefit you in the first place. But if you also see yourself rejecting the obvious truth, it's like putting your hand into a fire, like, wow, this fire is going to burn me, no matter how much I believe at times that it's not. Because also deal with the law of averages. Like you may be just that one person in 1 billion, but do you really want to play those odds? Because if you're looking to manifest something, then you're looking for like a probability of manifestation. So in this case, what I'm saying is, if you are around certain kind of technologies and certain kind of things that directly hamper spiritual growth, which is kind of common sense, then to remove yourself out of that space. Like if there's a disco upstairs and they're always partying, the music's blaring loud, that this is going to be tough to meditate, especially to start with the meditation in a place like this. So we're using common sense. But to say that there's this frequency net over the entire planet and these alien grays are running it, and then they have this chief overlord and he wants to do, and then now you're going off into this tangent, and that's the reason why you feel like you are not progressing, or that humanity as a whole is not progressing. Well, you've put something on you that you can't even change. So what I would say is that our ancestors, the beings who put us into this space, put us here at this time. Like I can't tell you 100 years ago. I can't tell you in somebody else's life. I can only speak personally from my experience. They put us in a time to where if we find something hindering ourselves, we can accumulate the level of self-worth, self-belief, self-awareness that will move us from that space. This is a big world. It works on frequencies. So when we change our frequency from wanting to accept certain things, we move into the frequency where those things don't exist. So that's as much as I'll answer on the question, because it could again stem to anything about what we're be afraid of and occult magic and spells and binding. And all these things are absolutely real. But what is more real than that is what we believe personally is having an effect on us, and what we do in wisdom to actually prevent things that we know are real from having an effect on us, right? So just being very straightforward with that question.